Now going over to question number 16. Here we're being asked for a choice that logically completes the text. And when you're being asked to complete the text, that's a predictive question. It's really asking you to feel out what's going to come next. But if you simply summarize the text, one answer will usually match that summary. So let's start reading. Compiled in the late 1500s through efforts of indigenous scribes, this is the most important collection of poetry in this language of the Aztec Empire. The poems portray Aztec society before the occupation of the empire by the army of Spain, and notes indicate that much of the collection's content predates the initial invasion. Nonetheless, some of the poems contain inarguable references to beliefs and customs common in Spain during this era. Some scholars have concluded, therefore. So what's happening? There's this claim that the poems portray society before the occupation of the empire by Spain. And that's the claim, that the content predates the initial invasion. Nonetheless, some of the poems in there contain these inarguable references to beliefs and customs common in Spain. So there are a few directions we can take this. We can look for an answer that says that the claim that it was written before the invasion is simply a false claim, or that something maybe more complicated happened that somehow got these Spanish customs into this indigenous book. So let's go ahead and read and see which answers make sense based on that. A says, while its content largely predated the invasion, it also contains additions made after the invasion. Well, that right there would be one possible explanation of why there's this contradiction between what's claimed and what's happening. B, although those who compiled it were fluent in the Aztec language, they had limited knowledge of the Spanish language. Well, that would mean that you wouldn't really see any references to Spanish culture if they had limited knowledge. So that's the exact opposite of what we're looking for. C, before the invasion by Spain, the poets borrowed from the literary traditions of other societies. That doesn't really fit because the references that we were seeing were from Spain. So we're looking for actual Spanish references. D, the references to beliefs and customs in Spain should be attributed to a coincidental resemblance. Is it just a coincidence that they're there? That doesn't really seem to make sense. So the answer for 16 is A.